So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is me, Sidharth, and I am with me, Mr. Sidharth, who is the founder of Rekaal Games, and probably we are going to shoot another episode for the Tokyo Game Show 2025. So, here we go, Sidharth. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm nervous. I'm excited. Mixed emotions. A lot of uh,
Why
ways.
you are nervous? Like, I'm curious. Is it your first game show in foreign? Probably.
Yes, exactly. Like first international trip also, and first
Okay.
time showcasing game in international expo. So
It's good
that
to
way
have a
Japan.
good to have a passport. Good to have a passport. First
Yes,
time you are utilizing this in a good way
exactly.
possible. Right, right.
I have been sitting this have been sitting in my closet for like almost a decade. Almost.
Almost a decade. Then it could have been expired. Probably you have
Yes, in
renewed
two
it.
years. In 2 years.
Oh, I got it. I had the same issues.
Yeah.
So yeah, Siddharth. So let's talk about yourself. Your journey from a student to founding the Rekaal Games. Probably with your brother. He is a co-founder. What's his
Yes,
name?
the co-founder, Anirudh Bansal.
Great. So
Yes.
kudos to him as well. So let's just talk about your journey, how you evolved from a student to a founder right now, or probably going to have more business in future.
Yep. So the journey actually goes a long way back. Like basically, we started game development as students in 2013. So I was in school. My brother was also in school. So we discovered Unity. We did a couple of things here and there. Then life happened. Like just I'm giving a brief summary
Yeah,
how the.
sure.
So back in 2019 or 2020, I decided to get back into game development because there was a brief period where I was not involved in game development or anything in general because of my health issues, some life
Okay.
things. So I was away from all the things. So back in 2019 or 2020, we decided to come back into game development because that's something I was almost going to get away from it, but then I felt like this is something my calling, that kind of feeling. Because I
All
was
right.
like always feeling like I have to get back to it, but I was not able to get back to it. And in 2020, I was like, let's just do it. So we started game development again. We did some projects. We started working on one of our game, which we did during Game Jam. That didn't work out quite well. So we thought, let's just keep it on hold. And then we started conceptualizing the game we're currently working on.
Okay. Is there any particular game that inspired you to make this one?
Like all the games which we played as kids, like me and my brother, we shared a lot of life experience, similar life experiences.
Okay.
So we both enjoy same kind of games. Like action games is our thing. That too in hack and slash genre, like specifically, not like Dark Souls action, but more like
Yes.
Devil May Cry, God of War, Ninja Gaiden, that level, that kind of action. So we actually got into game development because we always wanted to make this kind of game, which we are making right now. Like
Yes.
that was the from the very beginning in 2013. That was the goal, or that was the desire. Ki one day we will make this kind of like a 2D hack and slash game, which
Okay.
has hand. So that
Yes.
was the initial seed of our journey, which began in 2013, and we
Right.
an experience ki bhai, this kind of game is so difficult to make. We were kids, we were like bana lenge, and we were not able to make it. But now, like down the road, like we're working on it.
So
So
Siddharth, I just want to
exciting.
know like what is your role and what is your brother role, and do you take any artist or some kind of third party service for your game?
So my primary role is like I'm taking care of all the game design and all the game production side of things. That is being handled by me, and basically all the logistics and those kind of things, and all the visuals, all the creative side, writing part, that is handled by my brother. So all
Okay.
the creative aspect, like he's like a creative director, you can say in a way,
Okay.
for all the things in general also, and for especially for game, he takes care of all that, like all the visuals, all the writing part, and we have a programmer who is helping us with uh, all the development.
Yes. Yes.
So, and when it comes to like taking outside services, like we're just handling everything in house. Like we have
Okay.
few friends who are helping us here and there as a supplementation, like where we are lacking short in art, so they come by and they give their input. Even in programming, one of our friend has recently joined us, so he's
Mm-hmm.
helping us program also,
Yes.
where the
Yes.
main is not able to tackle things. So everything is being done in house only.
So you are only two brothers. Is there any other sibling do you have?
No, no.
So
Just
what is the condition in home when your parents see like two of their like children doing the same thing together? You know, the bonding they see every day.
yes.
So how does it feel like? What is the experience?
It has been like quite shaky for a couple of years, but now we are at a point where our parents are also like, "Ki, let them do it and they can do it," because we have so right now also we live with our parents only, but we have
Mhm.
saved enough so that they cannot say us anything basically. So we have
Okay.
our backup and all the savings which we are using right now with this project. So we're keeping
Right.
our expenses low completely, and that's why we are living with our parents. And they are like, okay, let them do it. So
Right. You are
no
from
pressure.
Chandigarh, right?
Not Chandigarh, like we're near Chandigarh, but we're
Oh,
basically from Punjab. So
oh.
we like to say that we are from Punjab only rather than
I
Chandigarh.
wish I knew Punjabi. I would
Uh,
always learn this language. Anyways, so let's just go back to your proper gameplay, because that is a combat based gameplay, right? And combat,
yes,
in any gameplay, if you go through like narrative is there, like a normal RPG thing is there, but when it's come to combat, people judge that game in point of combat, right? So combat has to
yes.
be good. So is there any hustle or any struggle did you face while making this one?
So our like we have two core gameplay mechanics. One is combat, that is like the highest priority, and then we have parkour like platforming, like from inspired from games like Prince of Persia,
Okay,
like three like Sands of Time, Warrior
okay.
Within, those kind of. Those are our two core main gameplay loops, and we spent quite a lot of time making just the character controller. We almost spent like 1.5 year just refining the character controller. So in
Okay.
the beginning, it was like quite challenging. We reworked the character controller 3 times. Like three, it went through three different, not even iteration. Like basically, we made one character controller, like first one, and we found a better way to do it. So we totally reconstructed it and built it from scratch again. So the one which we are using right now is like the fourth version of it, and
Okay.
quite solid one now.
What
Because
is the engine, Siddharth? Sorry.
Unity.
Oh,
Unity, yes.
yeah.
So the one which we are now, the vector controller we are using, so it is very appropriate for the kind of game which we are making. So it's
Hmm.
very fluid. You can switch actions on the fly, and we can easily go from one move to another. It's like we made a custom graph system, node system, which has all the properties of each attack and all the properties of each platform. So, but it has been quite difficult in the beginning to figure out this.
Sure. So, how
Yeah.
many wish lists do you have got currently, if you don't mind?
Right now, we are near about 1,000.
1,000. So, is there any
Yes.
expectation from the Japanese audience, probably?
Totally. Like we when we shared this with our friends, couple of friends, so they were like, "Ki, your game is just perfect for Tokyo Game Show,"
Hmm.
because for the aesthetic of the game, we are inspired from 90s anime. Like anime has been a big part of our life, especially
Yes.
like Dragon, Vampire Hunter D, Akira, Ghost in the Shell. Like we love that aesthetic, that
Yes.
90s and early 2000 era ka animation है जो anime. So that is like beautiful. So our game is inspired from that,
Hmm.
right? So they were like, your game is just perfect for Tokyo Game Show. So I'm quite excited to see how, and even the games you see, like Ninja Gaiden, Devil May Cry, they are like Japanese.
Yes. Since Siddharth, you are like a bootstrap studio right now, probably you would love
Yep.
to receive some extra, funding or
Yes.
love from the investors. So, like,
Totally.
what's your thought in that? See, I'm just asking, like, can you tell me over this video, like, what is the exclusivity? Why should a person should fund this Rekaal studio, Rekaal Games?
So we are not going with investors. Like that's not our first priority. We need a publisher. Like
Okay.
that's one thing. So why someone should invest in terms of like even publisher, because the kind of game we are making is not that prominent in market at the moment. Like all the animations in our game are going to be hand animated. So
Okay.
if you see like imagine since you have played Devil May Cry 5, right? So
Yes.
imagine that game, but in 2D with hand-drawn animations
Okay.
and that aesthetic.
Do
So
you
our
have
focus,
cyberpunk thing?
yes, we have Cyberpunk
Oh, yeah.
also. So our game, like Ghost Yantra itself, is unique in that aspect that the world setting is also Indian cyberpunk.
Yes. Okay.
When I say Indian cyberpunk, I really need to make it like upfront clear that we are not writing that Indian way. That
Okay.
because we are from India, we are making an Indian game. So support us because we are making an Indian game. So that's something that we don't want at all. We
Okay.
need support. We want people support. We want people to love our game because it's
Mm-hmm.
actually Indian
Yes.
cyberpunk is a thing which we always like felt like कि हम कुछ Indian तो बनाएंगे.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were conceptualizing Ghost Yantra, so we were like whether we should go with ancient India or we should go with futuristic because India का भी future में भी जाएगा like.
Yes.
There are not too many interpretation of India being like in futuristic setting, in sci-fi setting. So we're like
Absolutely.
do cyberpunk, and even my brother was like कि मुझे अभी machines बनाने का मन कर रहा है. Like he's like very artist kind of person who's like he goes with his intuition. कि
Yes.
right now I'm feeling like drawing machines, so I want to go with cyberpunk theme. So
Right.
that's one of the key aspect of our game. And apart from that, even if you see
Does he still have long hair?
yes,
Oh,
it's just still growing about like
Right.
past 7 years.
great.
Yeah, and if you see gameplay wise also, the game is packed with a lot of gameplay. Um, there are like core gameplay loop and there are sub loops inside it also.
Okay. Okay.
So our attempt is to make a very solid 2D game from India.
Right.
Not because we are from India, but because we wanted to make this kind of game since like childhood.
Yeah.
That's our aim. Ki,
You are like a act local and think global kind of stuff. Right?
yes, yes. So
Right.
we're like if you see Blasphemous is one of the great example. Ki they are inspired from Spanish culture, Castilian culture from where they are, and they took those themes and cultural elements and gave it a spin, fictional theme.
Right.
Spin. And people are like, "Ki, we have never seen like this. For Spanish people, that thing is still relatable and
Considerable. Yes.
obvious. But for the world, it was like too new. Ki, what the hell? ये क्या हो रहा है? So same with the Indian cyberpunk. People have seen American cyberpunk, people have seen Japanese cyberpunk, but people have not seen Indian cyberpunk.
Right.
So that's our attempt.
So since we have like a time constraint, I have to stop you right here. And but before we go, just some words for the GDI and the initiative they are taking with the indies, right? So is there anything you would like to appreciate
And
them?
this, I don't think I have enough words to appreciate them like for real. Like we at this point in India, like even right now, I'm like while singing, I'm like getting goosebumps. I don't know if you can.
Yes, yes.
But like we really need these kind of initiatives. If you see indie games which are being developed in other countries, you will always see the government fund of government initiative or program being that game is being supported by that government program, and we
Okay.
really need kind of things in India to push that creative energy in India, so that good projects can come out of India, and this thing can only be done when we have organizations like GDAI and like other organizations which are trying to, but GDAI, IGTC basically is the oldest one, right?
Yes.
And they are just the right people. They understand it very well that what is the scenario of market, how they can communicate with government, and what kind of programs they can bring to support new creators of India.
Yeah.
Not just in animation, or not just in indie games, but in animation and creative fields in general.
Yes.
So I'm like, this is like wow kind of thing.
I
Like,
understand
finally
you are like
something
running out of words for GDI, but it's still they are
Yes.
doing very fabulous job.
very
I hope even in the next few years, probably more indies will evolve in this process.
that's
So
that's what we're hoping for.
again, Sidharth, thank you for joining in, and hopefully we'll have a safe flight, safe time in Japan, and
Thank you.
hopefully we'll come up with many more wish list. Right?
I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Okay.
Right. It will be
Take care,
good.
Sidharth.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for doing like what you're doing with indies
Yes.
for India, covering all of them and bringing
Thank
all
you.
of our stories. Like all of us share some similarity in our stories. We were gamers in childhood. Now we are indies. We're trying to make
Yes.
something. So we need people like you also who
Thank
can
you.
bring our stories to public.
Thank you. Thank you,
So
Sidharth.
thank you for this.
Thank you, Sidharth.